Good afternoon, and welcome to my presentation about active listening. I am Haley Hallstrom. I work at the Michael Foods Incorporation in Wakefield, Nebraska as a senior financial analyst. During my job, it is asked to possibly work on my master's degree, so I am taking a class, and this is my presentation. In my 360-degree leadership assessment, I found out that I have some aspects that I need to work on. And one of them is active listening. And according to this cartoon you see here, sometimes we need to learn to listen a little bit better. It does take some skill, some practice, and quite a bit of patience. I have found myself that when I speak, or when I'm listening to a speaker, I sometimes doodle. I don't make eye contact. I'm looking down at the paper. I maybe am thinking of the questions that I want that speaker to answer when it is complete. What is the definition of listening? According to the Webster's Dictionary, listening with one's ear consciously to others in order to pay attention, possibly a speech, some music, or some other items. Today I'm talking about the difference between passive listening and active listening. Passive listening is a one-way street. You're listening, but there's no reaction. For example, a church sermon. Active listening is a two-way street. You make eye contact, nod your head at times, maybe take a few notes. An example of this is a team building exercise where the manager is speaking and the team members are listening, nodding their heads, making eye contact, taking notes. It's very important for businesses to have active listening. They learn about what a customer wants from a salesperson, what their needs are from the company. A manager learns from their employees, their interests, their hobbies, what they like to do in the office, their best projects, things like that. There are some key points why listening is so important to businesses. One of them is you gain information. Sorry, wrong slide. You gain information. Active listening benefits a business. For an example, a job interview. You have an applicant. Does this applicant fit in the company's mission statement, value statements, and etc.? You also develop and build trust. If an employee or a staff member is listening to a new project and they are not paying attention and not actively listening to how that project needs to be done, the project might go in another direction. Listening can reduce conflict. This can happen when a new project is done, and of course it doesn't go quite the way you want to. And you have to listen to why the staff member thought it was supposed to be done in the way it was completed. Motivating employees through listening. Listening is very important when it comes to projects and other items for an employee. And sometimes those employees get frustrated, and a manager will be able to motivate that employee by helping them and listening to their conflicts. Are we good listeners? According to research, we only remember 25 to 50% of what you're hearing. So if a manager is talking for 10 minutes about a project, you are only going to remember 25 to 50% of that. So, how do we become an active listener? There are 8 steps that you can take and practice. Approach each dialogue with the goals to learn something. Think of the speaker as someone who can teach you something new. Talk closely and focus on the speaker themselves. Don't be thinking about what you're going to be doing or multitasking or anything to that sort. Open and guide your conversation. Keep the questions that you ask the speaker open-ended. Make them elaborate on what they spoke about. Drill down to the details. Ask more direct questions. Tell me more about this. Or how did you get to that conclusion? Summarize what you hear. Something that I really need to work on is summarizing what you have heard. And make sure that you understand what you've heard. Question them like, am I understanding this correctly? Or tell me what you think by what I'm saying if I understood you correctly. Encourage positive feedback. If the speaker is having trouble speaking, like I am at sometimes today, give them a nod or a smile that everything is really going to be okay. Listen for the total meaning. The body language of a speaker can be huge in the total message while you're listening to that person. Pay attention to the responses. Remember, there are other people in the room that may not have the same opinion that you do about what you spoke about. And it's okay to disagree, but be respectful in it. How can a speaker know if you are an active listener? My favorite one is the smile. I do enjoy smiling. And it is a great action to tell your speaker that you are listening. You may even give them a nod. Eye contact. Eye contact is very important, but you do need to be careful because some speakers do get nervous on how much eye contact those listeners are giving to them. So you got to kind of watch their body language a little bit. Posture. Never really thought much about this, but lean in slightly so that the speaker knows you are engaged. You could even put your head on your hand with a slight slant to also give them some feedback that you are listening. Mirroring the facial expressions of the speaker. Now, I have never tried this, and to me, I would think it would make me feel really uncomfortable. But give it a try. See what the speaker is going to do. No distractions. Oh, I'm sorry. Pay attention to your responses. I am all messed up, aren't I? Distractions, right. Okay, distractions. No distractions. How many times are you playing with your pen, clicking the pen, checking your phone, watching your clock while the speaker is speaking? Huge distractions. So make sure you pay attention to the distractions that you're doing. In conclusion, active listening is important to yourself and also to your business. A business gains knowledge, develops trust, reduces conflict in employees. There are steps to become a better active listener, to always approach each speaker that you're going to learn something new. Ask questions, open-ended questions, and summarize, something I really need to work on. The speaker can also tell if you are an active listener by a nod, a smile, eye contact. Thank you for the time to listen to the speech on active listening. I hope it helps you as much as it did me. Thank you.